Okay, in this video I'm going to go over some examples of multiplying with mixed numbers. And let's go ahead and begin. Our first example is going to be 1 2/3 times 1/2. So in this case we have a mixed number times a proper fraction. And so what we're going to do before we do the multiplication is convert this mixed number into an improper fraction. So as a quick review, that's going to be 3 times 1 plus 2. That will give us our new numerator. So 3 times 1 plus 2 over 3. And that will then become 5/3. Now we've converted the mixed number to an improper fraction. Now we can multiply by 1/2. And of course I'm going to say reduce first if you can. It doesn't look like we can reduce these, so I'm just going to multiply straight across. And so we get 5/6. Let's do another one. Let's say we have 4 2/5, and we're going to multiply this by 5/7. So this is example number 2. 4 2/5 times 5/7. So again, we're going to convert this to an improper fraction. So 5 times 4 plus 2 over 5 becomes 22 over 5, or 22/5 times 5/7. Okay, 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22. That's where that came from. Now we're going to go ahead and reduce, and we'll do that by canceling out some numbers. Look at this 5. We could divide both by 1, or excuse me, by 5, and so that's going to become a 1, and this is going to become a 1, because 5 divided by 5 is 1. Now we can't do the same thing diagonally this way, so we'll go ahead and just multiply straight across. 25 times 1 gives me 22, 22 times 1 is 22. 1 times 7 is 7. Now 22/7 is going to be an improper fraction, and the rule of thumb is that if you have an improper fraction as your answer, you want to convert that to a mixed number. So we're not quite done when we get to this point here. We want to then convert that to a mixed number. And remember, when we're doing that, we're going to say 22 divided by 7. Well, 7 goes into 22 3 whole times. 7 times 3 is 21, and we have 1 left over, so 1/7 is remaining. So this 22/7 is equivalent to 3 1/7, and then that would be considered our final answer. Now what if we do one where the mixed number is the second factor? So I'll do one like that. So in this problem we have 5/8, and we're going to multiply 3 7/10. Okay, 5/8 times 3 7/10. So, you know, we could do a little, we could rewrite this. 10 times 3 is 30, plus 7 is 37. 37/10. Now notice I didn't write it out like I did here. If you can do some of the math in your head and skip that step, that's okay. But if you feel more comfortable writing it out like I would here, you know, in this case it would be 10 times 3 plus 7 over 10, and then come to this fraction here. That would be fine too. Okay, let's see if we can cancel. It looks like I can reduce here with the 5 and the 10. They both have a common factor of 5. So this becomes 1 and this becomes 2, because 10 divided by 5 is 2. It does not appear that I can reduce any more. This is an odd number, this is an even number, and I can't get 8 into 37. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply straight across. 1 times 37 is 37. 8 times 2 is 16. 37/16 is an improper fraction, so we're going to convert this to a mixed number, and basically we're saying how many times does 16 go into 37? Well, it goes in 2 whole times, and that'll give me 32, and the leftover is 5. So 2 and 5/16 would be my answer to this multiplication problem. Let's do one more in which both factors are mixed numbers. Get my paper straight here. Okay, so in this problem we're going to have 2 1/2 times 3 1/4. Okay, 2 1/2 times 3 1/4. So again, we're going to convert these to improper fractions. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. That's 5 halves. And then 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13, 13 fourths. Now, can I reduce? Doesn't look like I can reduce here, nor does it look like I can do it diagonally as well. So I'm going to just multiply straight across. 5 times 13. Let's see. So I know that 10 times 13 is 130, so a half of 130 I believe would be 65. But you know, you could always do some little math on the side just to double check. It's going to be 15 and 65. So 65. And then of course 2 times 4 is 8. Now again, this is an improper fraction, so we want to convert this to a mixed number. We're basically saying how many times does 8 go into 65? Well, I know 8 times 8 is 64. We have 1 left over, so 8 1/8. So the answer to this multiplication problem using mixed numbers eventually gets us an answer that is also a mixed number. We just had to do a little bit more math once we got our improper fraction answer.